standard stream today. There you go. All right, posted. All right, so there is the stream. You'll see the bookmap there on the left, just because we have a lot of questions about bookmap, and I'll kind of leave the bookmap there up on the stream. But we've got less than a minute to the market open, and boom, did you see all that volatility just come on? I'm sorry, all the liquidity. Look at that huge level at 43.37. So that level, all that liquidity just came on, massive level at 43.37. There is the market open. We've got 4,300, 4260, 4250, and then that's everything else. There's nothing really below us. So all the liquidity is way up above us. So we'll see if that plays out. Let's see. Let's watch the markets and see how that plays out. Are they going to bring us up, or are we going to come down? You know, all the liquidity right now is pointing well up here. Nasdaq is up 13,225. We've got the SPY is up to 422. Apple's green, Microsoft green, Amazon is green, all of the big dogs. So Tesla rounding over just a touch. Big green on Nvidia. Facebook is up 18% to 207. Big green pop on Facebook. UNH is green. Just looking through here. XLK, XLV. Oh, come on, a little lag. XLV's got some red, and XLF is basically flat right there. All right, 422.92 on SPY. R1 is going to be a significant level, and I'll be watching for that to see how that responds. And Nasdaq is popping up. VIX is coming off to 29 after being back over 30. We're kind of oscillating right around that 30 level, which is still very high in volatility. We need to be watching that to see how it plays out. Nice, nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, so there is a big top wick onto the green. If we see any kind of downside, and we'll see if I can jump into any positions here. Maybe short some futures, maybe get some contracts. Currently looking at April 28th contracts. April 29th, I'm sorry, April 29th contracts on SPX. And let's look at 42.20s. And let's see if we can get a top wick on Nasdaq and follow along with that SPY. First trade in a month, nicely done. What do you think about buying some Apple calls and writing IV up and then selling before earnings? If we get that up pop, then yeah, that'd be a great play. That's that big question mark though. Let's see if Nasdaq responds with more red with SPY. On some downside here, potential downside. All right, coming down to S2, top wick candle. The Nasdaq is still holding right here. Not a lot of movement right there unless that's frozen. It's literally not moving at all. Red candle, then followed by a green. There's a Nasdaq, so it went red. Now it's all right. So it is a little laggy there on TradingView. Having a little issues back and forth there. Going for the gap fill. Yeah, buddy. Definitely we want to focus on Apple and Amazon today. Let's watch that. Apple's climbing hard here. Amazon had a nice red candle followed by a small green. But that GDP data kind of threw us for a little loop today. A little loop. All right, top wick still holding S2. We went up to 423.03 down to 421.31, and seeing if we're top wick, are we going to flip this candle red or not? So we opened up, we closed the post market in SPY at 420.37, and we opened up way up there at 423 and change. So let's see if we come all the way back down to 420ish. No, I'm doing April 29th on SPX. Yeah, they'll have one DT today. The zeros for today don't start until mid-May, if I remember. May 19th, somewhere around there. All right. NASDAQ popping up a bit. VIX is 30.5, going up to 30.31, which was a other pivot that we had earlier from the prior of the week. Yeah, they're just not starting until May. They're not starting until May. No, because Thursday this week was the first week for Tuesday 0DT expirations on SPX, and they're not doing the Thursdays until May or end of May or middle of May. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Good questions. All right, so let's take a look. So we got some a little dump here. We've got a little node 4210, but interesting because all the liquidity is way up above us. Way up above us. There's through S3. Let's see if we can go down to S4. All right, so far bouncing off the 8. The NASDAQ, if you look, there's a lot of wicks left and right, up and down. A little bit of indecision there with tech. We've got XLF is coming off. Right there with two healthy red candles, we'd have XLV, which is going the same thing, up and down. And Apple is climbing up still. Microsoft, let's see, Amazon out. So there's still indecision here. We have some data pushing and pulling us. So we've got the GDP that's down. Quite bearish news there. And then, of course, we've got the outlook tonight. Thursday will be available starting 5/11. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my trading view has been a little glitchy today, for sure. Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's going on? Yeah, that premium is definitely ain't cheap. What are your thoughts on heading into FOMC? Volatility. Volatility. I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to do what I do best and trade scalps in this market. This is a very difficult market to hold anything overnight. As you can see, I had some big wins, big losses on those holding positions. Obviously, all small position sizes, but it's difficult in this market to hold stuff overnight. So I'm going to do what I do best and continue to chop. I still might put on some small positions plays for earnings, FOMC, stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is use my trades during the day to pay for some of those trades and keep them small. And so if one of them hits, it'll pay off pretty hefty. Yeah, definitely. That PayPal was a wild play. So look at the NASDAQ, man. Straight wicks. Everything is dead sideways there. On the NASDAQ here, SPY is buying back up just a touch. Morning. We'll see where this action breaks after the morning. We'll see where the action breaks. What up, Sir Andre? How you doing? I made 45% of my Facebook iron condor. I wish I went bigger. Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. What did you say your strikes were? I know you said it. What were your strikes were on that? Oh, you take some Facebook calls? What'd you take? 225. Nice. Yeah. Oh, the T-Doc. Yeah. Well done. Man, look at NASDAQ. Is this still accurate? Because it's still. My NASDAQ is lagging. I can't get a proper read on the NASDAQ. There we go. Let's go to the 1 minute for a sec to see if that's updating. No, it's still going. It's just flat. Wow, awesome win. Look at that. 72 cents to 15.45. Well done. Well done. Morning, Carlo. How you doing? Tesla is in free fall. Is that what you said? Yeah, look at that. Tesla's down 2%. Wow. Wow. All right, so Amazon's got a little green there. Apple is there as well. Still can't get a lot of bullish continuation. We had a little green to start the day, top wick sell, down to red, and now we're already between S2 and S3 with the Nasdaq kind of pointing down just a touch. Just a touch. What R&R rate of return? When I am looking to play those plays, earnings plays, I'm looking for something. It all depends on what your expectations are. And if it were to make a move, I want to choose something that's relatively realistic to go in the money. That's why I chose the 155s on Facebook yesterday, because in the event that they posted bad earnings, it could have been a downward day, a very down day. Man, nice healthy red candle there. It bought up and now it's going green. Yeah, premium made cheap for sure. VIX is 30. It's over 30. So these premiums are going to be hefty. So all these top wicks, there's a lot of wicks here. Top wicks keep getting wicked, but the reds keep getting wicked, and we have this a lot of choppiness here between S2 and S3. The book map here doesn't have anything really until 42.56 on ES, which is 40 points higher. So the market would have to make a hefty move to get to 40 points up there, and then above that, of course, is 42.80ish and change, and then 41.77. All right. Do you wait for the candle close or do you enter whenever? It's a balance between the reading that volume and the price action. But look at these wicks, man. I want to see at particular levels where this price action is going to go. Do you remember yesterday we had a bullish action that was upward trending and it kept on climbing in a chop manner against a certain resistance, and finally we blasted out. So there's a couple of different ways to read that action. You've got the sideways chop, which is pretty indecisive. You don't really know where it's going to go. You've got the downward kind of grind and the upward kind of grind. That's what I want to look at here. Here we've kind of got the sideways stuff that keeps basically going sideways. There's no real way this is going to go. It keeps touching the 8. So I would like to see this maybe put in a low here to see is this going to continue downward or we're going to bounce back up. Right now there's not really much to tell on Bookmap. It's pretty flat. And I'm just waiting. I'm watching the Nasdaq. It's starting to point down just a touch here, but still, Wick City. The volume's coming off just a touch here. We just started this new candle. We're about a minute into the 3-minute candle there. Facebook's below 200. Yeah. All right, so there's that another flush of that candle still going down. I feel like it'll take me forever to recoup that Facebook loss in here. How big of a position size did you take? I try to be very clear that was definitely a gamble. Can you explain what that red orange on the book map was? Yeah, these levels are levels of liquidity. Levels of liquidity here. So I don't really want to pay attention to much of this stuff here because that's just a bunch of noise. I want to look for the outliers, the big 615, 733, something down here. Here's another one, 366 at 41.25, and then go from there. Nasdaq is coming off hard here. Nice little flush. Tesla's down 4%. Nice, nice. Man, big flush down to S4. Now, S4, S5 are the two big dogs. The two big dogs. Yep, I'm doing a non-standard stream today. Non-standard stream. Man, big downward action here. Big downward action. Anything on Bookmap? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. This is what we got. All liquidity is way up above us. Way up above us. Right there. There's not really anything below us. We have a small node at, what, 4187. Still not much, though. But everything is definitely well up. Well up. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. If Tesla keeps dropping, do you think it's wise to buy a share? I'm not looking to buy too much in terms of shares or longer term positions here. Especially now you got the GDP numbers coming out today, at least until after FOMC. At least until after FOMC. But I want to see, I'm expecting a little bit lower lows into the summertime and then the fall, and then I'll start considering what we're going to do for long term. Your Facebook PDS has hope. There you go. A little bit of green off S4, significant levels. Both of these are significant levels. There's a lot of support here in that area. And look at that, bouncing right back up. Right back up. There you go. Spider-Man took some Facebook calls. How'd those do? How'd those do? Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's going to take some time for all this stuff to unravel. I mean, it's not, the economy is just not going to simply implode. The cracks will start to form, and then we'll have some action. But all we're going to do is play it as it comes. Man, look at that. Awesome play, Spider-Man. Awesome play. First trade in a month, 20% portfolio gain. Yeah. Thinking about calls. I don't know. Right now, like I said, I'm watching how the action sets right here at S4, S5. Significant level. I have got the 29th contracts up. I've got 4230 calls, 4210 puts. Premiums are spiced, though. Premiums are definitely spiced. We got the VIX being very high. A couple of tweets I saw, to be honest. Yeah, there you go. Great call. All right. A little bit of green coming up to 8 EMA off the S4. We have got the 10 years. What are the 10 years doing? Popping up 2.85 after going up to 2.88. And then the bonds, what are they doing? Bonds popped up green. Now just kind of coming off just a touch. Let's see if that's going to put some pressure there. XLF down with a slightly green. Yeah, that's what Spot Gamma said. They were saying that the news had to be so bad because of the already the big expectations that it had nowhere to go but up. That's what Spot Gamma claimed. All right, there's another LRS Lerat special off of the 8 EMA coming on down. Still downward here. Not real strength so far. This is an inside candle forming on the 3-minute. Let's take a look at the 5-minute there. The 5-minute is still top wicking just under VWAP there. NASDAQ still looking heavy. Watching the VIX up here. Still has a ways to go if they were to continue on upwards. Yeah, tech is definitely dragging down so far. Let's take a look. Apple's coming off after a little pop. Microsoft's still downtrending. They're only one of two of red today. Amazon looking a little spicy there. Ooh, look at Tesla, man. Straight red candles on the 3-minute today. Nothing but red. Nothing but red. May have missed this, but already can you? Yeah. So yeah, with Vet's departure, we are going back to the old tier structure. So we'll be doing just 2 tiers, tier 1 and tier 2. The new tier 2 will be going down to $100, and that'll consist of what we used to offer: the Zoom calls, the live trading, exclusive chat, so a little bit of one-on-one action, and some more on-hand stuff. So we'll be talking more about that. I've had to roll with the changes pretty quick, and we'll be going into that as we go forward. So right now, all tiers will be grandfathered in your current pricing. You'll be good to go. All right, red candle off of the 8 EMA here still. Look, NASDAQ put in new lows there. Entered 2 for 3 on my earnings plays. T-Doc and Love showed me. Nice, nice. It won't be one-on-one Zoom calls. It'll be group sessions, just like it was, but it'll be a little more. I'm still rolling out the details. We'll see. I'll specify everything coming out this week. All right, here we go. Coming down to S4, significant level. Vet has moved on. He created his own Discord. He brought it to me yesterday or 2 days ago and told me that he's beginning his own Discord and he's going to go do that. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm just going to proceed with the community and focus on you all and continue down and continue down the path. Yeah, make the changes before May 1st so you don't get charged for the tier 2. You can either downgrade to the new tier 2 or the tier 1, or you cancel it and wait till tier 1, either one. If you downgrade, you won't get double charged. If you do, we'll work it out. I'll figure it out. But yeah, just downgrade your membership on Patreon before May 1st. The website's almost done. I've got to make a few with these changes. It's not going to be quite ready for May 1st because I had a lot of stuff in there related to the tier 2. We're going to have to adjust, and I'll get that ready. But it's going to be rolled out probably first week. All right, so I have a little support forming here at S4. Looking for a play here. XLF, little bottom wick green there. NASDAQ is, come on now, going slow as crap. Yep, coming up. It's coming up for May. Coming up for May. We'll be doing that in May. Oh, thanks, Vernon. Appreciate that. We could talk about time frames and stuff, but we can't talk about vet stuff. That's all vet stuff. That'll be staying with him. The PM, AM, PM ranges, everything that we talked about. PVI, that's all him. That'll be staying with him. So we won't be able to talk about that. We could talk about times and stuff like the European Open and stuff like that, but we just can't do his stuff. All right, so little green off of S4 coming up to the 8 EMA. Yep, that's a vet thing, Matt. That's a vet thing. Correct, Alex. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Retired Focus. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely a huge part of my life, so I appreciate that. Yeah. All right, so here we go. First test of the 8 EMA. Are we going to come off of that and head higher. NASDAQ looks like it might have a little support here. We'll see. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, you don't you can cancel if you want and re-up on May 1st. You don't have to. Just go downgrade your membership, and it'll downgrade you to the whatever membership you want to choose, tier 1 or the new tier 2, which is $100, or tier 1. It's up to you. Just switch which one, and it won't upgrade you. It won't double charge you. All right, so top wick off the 8 still coming on down to S4. 1993 turned away. Nice retirement. Yeah, it definitely saved my life. Definitely saved my life. All right, so we're pinned here just over S4. I want to take a look at other stuff. Look at the VIX now. This is important to watch. It's still uptrending here. It still looks like it wants to reclaim this 3161 level, which might push us down to S5 if that were to continue. NASDAQ does have some green. The only tech earnings we got is Facebook, if you can call it that. They had mixed expectations. They were low expectations, and they hit, and they rallied. I think 18% was the highest. They got 18 or 19%. So they did very green. And, of course, tonight we have Apple and Amazon. Currently looking at 4230s, 4200 puts, 43, 42. No, let's do 4210s. If you're doing SPY, I would look for 419s and 421s. I'm watching this candle here, going to 15, which she had 2 candles. There you go. Big red top wick, green right there. Yeah. Facebook barely beat. In fact, they missed revenue, but they hit earnings. And obviously, it was one of those things that was beaten down, and that was good enough to make it rally. That's the deal, man. Or that's where earnings reports are. It leaves you scratching your head most of the time. It doesn't matter what it is. Bad report, pop. Good report, sell off. Doesn't matter. It all depends on the conditions of the market and how they want to move it. Greetings from Ukraine. Hey, welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I have no problem with putting on positions like that. Calls, puts, I did it yesterday. Just make sure it's small. Where it's small. Yeah, it's all about the expectation. The expectations. Alrighty. We're still chopping in between this range. This rejection of S3 and the 8 is still coming down. I want to watch. Man, Apple is a sleeping giant right now, just flat with all wicks. Okay. All right, I've got 4230 SPX calls up in case we get any kind of relief bounce here. No, you ain't going to be banned. No, come on down. You can definitely still come to the conference. How many days am I allowed to trade with a cash account? That's the beauty about a cash account. You could trade every single day. Every day it resets. You can trade to your heart's content as long as you stay within your buying power. Like you got 10 grand cash, you could trade 10 $1,000 trades. That's the beauty of a cash account. Yep, it's all about the guidance. All about the guidance. All right. All right, looking at 4230 calls. Just in case here. I've got them up. Yeah, you're definitely right. You're definitely right. I mean, it gets crazy. Get crazy. All right, look at that. Complete rejection off the 8 coming down to S4. Watch S4 break. If we take out these swing lows, this is where I want to start forming my dynamic swing highs and swing lows. And there's that huge sell-off right there. Bam. Look at that. Look at that. Decision point right here. Let's look at the book map. Where is it going? Still nothing. Still nothing at all. Except for 41.25, which is a way on down. That's man, it's a big old ways. Nasdaq, big red candle. SPY. What just happened here? This went crazy. Just wasted right through that level. 41.90 puts. Wow, that's. All right, so we breached S4 and S5. It appears we may want to choose the path of destruction. Looking at the 41.90 puts right here. Watch the Nasdaq. Well, that's not the Nasdaq. Why does that come up there? So Nasdaq just put in session lows. The S&P just put in session lows. Sound still there? Still good? All right, watch this level right here. Watch this level. What intervals do I use to day trade? I'm using, obviously, the market open, and then, of course, we're looking at the European close, which is 10:30, and then we're looking into the afternoon that's coming on. All right, watch this level, S5. Finally, we're already down to S5. We've got the Nasdaq that's down 13.074, and we're still putting in these lows there. $41.90 puts are ready just in case we fall. Any calls on Apple going into earnings looking for a good entry? I haven't decided yet. Depends on today's price action. Today's on price action. 41.90 puts and 42.30 calls. Those are the two things I'm looking at right here. How do you find your support and resistance levels? I find them through multiple data points. I'm looking through price action, looking through volume, looking through open interest, block orders, that sort of thing. The more that everything starts out with volume and price action, and we build in other things. After that, it goes into particular levels of resistance in terms of block orders, and then we start bringing in items like book map, Titan flow, we start bringing order flow, we start bringing in spot gamma, that sort of thing. All right, come on now. Tried to get an entry there, but missed. All right, 4190s, looking at 4190s. Almost in an entry here. Man, if NASDAQ goes and takes us lower, that's gone. I need to do some alerts on XLF. Man, XLF is rounding over. I think we may go. Here. No, I'm not. All right, so we finally breached S5. S6 is 417.63. 417.63. It doesn't want to break through S5 here. That's a tough level. That's going to be a big one. Now the big dog level, the biggest of them all, is going to be let's see, S8. If we do need it today, I've got an S8, and if we hit S8, huge level, huge. Thanks, Vernon. Appreciate that. I'm looking at April 29th. Currently trading for $35.40 each. Premiums are stacked today. If you're looking at SPY, I would do 417s, 420s. All right, little bitty pop there. Off of S5, 418.83. All right, I'm going to go. I need XLF and I need to put on alert for 35.29. I'm going to do alert for 35 here just so I could see if that thing's going to move. And a green up to that prior swing low, which is S4. Yeah, S6 I've got 417.63. S7 is 4. Well, I'll post them. In the event that we need them. I don't want to start posting throw down S6 and 7, X6, 7, and 8 if we don't need it. Big green here off of S5, going up to VWAP. Yeah, I mean it's moving quick. You got to be quick. That's what I'm saying. You got to be quick. All right, there you go. Posted market analysis. All right, come right back up to the 8, and we can get the little LERAT special off the 8. EMA again. Look at the NASDAQ. This is where we can start forming trends. We've got enough data to start forming trends where it's still respecting these lines. So watch for these particular levels. Don't be faked out by a green thinking all of a sudden we're reversing into a green day. If we start breaking up here and attacking, Potentially. But right now, the trend is still very much down. Keep playing that until we get one way or the other. Yeah, tell them that I would wait for May 1st. May 1st. Just where you don't get double charged. And big rejection off the 8, coming down halfway through up. That green candle already. Yeah, this is a day that you want to be on your toes. There's going to be big moves, very volatile moves one way or the other. If you're going to make a play, quick ins and outs. Quick ins and outs. Tesla's down another 5.6%. So 35.29, that means XLF went up, I believe. Yep, XLF is going back up. Where's XLV going? XLV sideways, XLK. Watching there. If we do breach this, I'll be looking at a call entry to back up to attack higher levels. 42.30s. If. Any chance of Facebook dumping? There's always a chance, man, in this market. It's crazy. Yes, I am, Brendan. I'm posting all the levels in the Discord. Scored 35% on a quick Netflix call. Nice. How do I confirm a reversal? Usually the big reversals, a true reversal, is confirmed by volume and candle. A hammer candle followed by the resulting volume and then the follow-on. If you can get those three things together, the follow-on, the hammer, and the volume is a key indication of a reversal. Yeah, thanks. Look at that. See? Follow that trend. It rejected that trend. Still coming down. Here's another test of S5. Watch S5 here. Watch S5. Man, oh man. Can't connect to TOS mobile. Ugh. All right, what is UK doing? Let's come up here. You got the global charts. Close my globals. All right, so bottom wick off S5. I'm gonna come down here, load the global markets. Oh, look at UK. No, once again, got to get my thing straight here. All right, so UK is flat there. German markets are popping green just a touch and then coming flat with a little bit of downgrade there, and the Asian markets are flat still, but they're closed. And here we go, S3, S5. See, we can continue to bounce right off S5, so just watch that level. Watch that level. Nice buy, Hunter. Well done. 3 for 3. Looking at 41.90 puts below here and 42.30 calls above here. Man, look at these things. It's going crazy. I mean, these are 50-cent candles. No easy candles to play. That is for sure. Grab 30 more NQ points on the 5-minute AMA ejection. Nice. Is a test a particular level that happens multiple times generally sign that level will be broken, or will it hold? It depends on the particular price action. This one is showing sideways action here. So I need, especially with all the liquidity way up above, I mean, huge levels way up above us, I really need to see a huge uptick of seller volume to breach, because right now it's looking like we're at least going to have a temporary bounce. We're kind of sandwiched between the S5, which is very hard, and then with this downward trend. So, and the ADMA, there's a lot of stuff here that we need to breach to figure out where we're going. That's why right now it's hard to tell where we're going to go from here. That's why I'm kind of figuring out. I've got my order form up and ready, where I could switch to calls or puts very quickly, because I'm not sure where this thing is going to go. Yeah, S5 is definitely strong. Definitely strong. See, it's indicated, highlighted, both S4 and S5 right there. It is definitely strong. Nope, not every day. I'm just doing a non-standard day today, because they had a lot of questions about Bookmap, and I wanted to show it on the stream to kind of answer all these questions. All right, look, another rejection off S4. Fifth green day in a row, up 20%. Nice, Deke. Awesome stuff. What do you contribute your success to? Patience. There you go. Love it. Love it. Well, appreciate that. I love the patience, man. It's good stuff. You keep on doing that. I promise you, you'll keep on with some success. All right, NASDAQ is about to pop lows now. I think they just did. Yep, technically they did just pop into lows. It looks like we might be going down. If we can go. If it can go. One ticks. I'm doing the one ticks on Bookmap. Man, we keep doing this. I might take a call just for a relief bounce. It keeps on bottom wicking right off S5. We might have a retracement like that up to VWAP. Booyah. Look at that. Facebook die. Is it still going down? What's it at now? 196? Yeah. Yeah. Man, look at these wicks just getting smacked down. Hard to trade this stuff. Hard to trade this stuff right now. What's Apple doing? Yep. So we look at Microsoft. It's kind of turning up here. Amazon tried to go down, but it bottom wicked. So we do have a little bit of upward trajectory on some of the tech stocks for the most part, but still very. I mean, look at that top wick city right there. A lot of indecision, a lot of wicks, a lot of volatility. I mean, these are $2 moves right here. This is no easy chop. These are $2 moves. Up 9% for the week. Nicely done. Nicely done. So this 4256 level on ES is very interesting. It's a very large level. It's the only thing in the general vicinity, which makes me think we may take a move higher before dropping back down. You want to play in lightning? That's okay, Morgan. That's okay. I've got 4230 calls up. Currently trading for $30.90. Let's see if we can get one of these entries. NASDAQ just broke higher. Man, this thing is moving like crazy. No, it means I've got the order form just up and ready. Because this is a scalper. This is scalping right now. There's no good trends here. It's just scalping all over the place. So if we can start breaking above potentially like Nasdaq, if we can break this and we can break that like VWAP, which is almost correlated with VWAP, then we could potentially start making a move upwards like that right there. You think we'll reject VWAP? Maybe. I don't know. We're starting to see some decent volume here on Nasdaq. Wick City. Look at that. Top wick smashed. Rejection of VWAP right there. VIX came up to this 3161. Looks like we are having some difficulty with the VIX holding above this level, which is increased volatility. XLF is still down here. See XLF. I'm going to put another alert right there, 35.32, right there. And S3 right now, it's just kind of, we're popping in between S5 and S3, right there, right there. I'm watching this here. Bookmap right now is not really very telling in terms of immediate levels. We've got way up at 42.55. Apple's beast mode right now. I think it might be time for calls. Microsoft, Apple's going up. If Amazon joins the fun with Google, we will be going up through VWAP. Look at Apple going nuts. Now the top wick right at S3. Let's go to the 5-minute candles. There's a 5-minute. There's a 15-minute. I would do 421s and 418s on SPY. Look at that top wick. Tesla's now down 5%, 5.5%, getting destroyed. Apple top wick. Man, look at that. Yes, these are, or S3 is the S3 level, which has got, these are my levels here, S1, S2, S3, S4, and S5. And S3 is right here behind this line. I've got that white line on there as a little dynamic swing high from that prior range. All right. Let's zoom out here to the single chart and see kind of what we're looking at from an overall view and look at that trend. This is the short-term trend. Let's kind of zoom out and take a look at a longer-term trend here. And you obviously see over the multi-day from back on April 25th, we have this kind of going on. Right here, right here, right here. I mean, all this is downward trend. Look at that big top wick right off of VWAP. Whew, man, you got to be on your toes on this game, on today. All over the place. Apple pump fake too. Yeah. Not too much now. No. All right, there's some down reds there to S5. Watch S5 here. Watch that. Bam. $41.90 puts. Watch them. If we break down here, that just popped new lows. If we break down, everything's pointing down at the moment. This is a very important level right here. 41.90 puts if we break down. So much for calls. That's right. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Everyone's like, calls, puts, calls. It's crazy. XLF still hasn't breached. It's wicking. Man, look at that. Finger is over the buy button. Wow, what a day. What a day. Yeah, that's where when it comes down, it's going to start tripping stuff. Recommendation for brokerage accounts. I use E-Trade and I use IBKR. They're both great in their own respect. E-Trade, it's great if you're keeping things simple. Once you start mixing spreads with long options, and it gets a little hairy. But if you're doing just straight up options, for the most part, E-Trade is great. This thing looks like it wants to dump. Wow. Look at that. Green to wipe it out. It's crazy. Yeah, IBKR fills are amazing. They are. Instant and amazing. Nope, not yet. It's hard to trust this moving right now. It's still at S5. If we separate from S5, that's when I'm looking for a nice, healthy entry that's going to start sliding. But right now, it's just right at S5. Bam. Oh, come on. And bottom wicked green. Yeah, it's below S5, but it's still it's still trying to come back to it. So once we kind of extend away from S5, I'll consider that broken. Yes, interactive brokers, yeah. Bam. VIX extending. XLF coming down. It's now back up. I do a limit orders. Usually pay the mid most of the time. Bottom wick city. Bottom wick city. $41.94s. I'm going to move them down just a touch to 41.80s. If we smoke here, it should be a nice little retracement. But it doesn't want to let go of this candle. There is a node. Oh, they just put that on 41.80. Look at that. They just put ES 41.80 on 486, which I bet we're going to touch that. Would it be out of the realm of possibility to think about last Thursday, Friday with this insane volatility? I don't know if we'll have institutional selling like we did Friday, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a pretty considerable down day if this continues. I mean, that's not out of the question. The mid usually does get filled as long as the price isn't moving aggressively in one way. I can usually get filled on the mid. Now, if the price is like if I'm trying to catch a trend, then no, you'll pretty much have to pay the ask. XLF coming down. Bam, I just took an entry on the 41.80s, but right now I'm treating it as a very quick scalp because I'm just not trusting this action. I'm currently in the 41.80s, just now entered. I'm treating it as a scalp though, just in case this fails, because the XLF broke through. That's kind of what I was waiting on. XLF to come down through that breach, and it finally breached. Now we've got NASDAQ, now we've got XLF, everything is coming down here, although it's not looking all that great. See, there's a bottom wick right there. The more the VIX goes up, the less volatile stocks become. Wait, what? I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. The more that VIX cranks, the more that volatility increases, and all that means is like the breadth of that price action is going to be increasing and downcreasing. I don't like this. I don't like it. There we go. Come on, baby. I just need one good candle to get me some decent profit on these 4180s. Look at the book map, though. The book map is coming on down. We got 41.79, 25, 75. All right, down filling just a touch. Not moving all that much. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and exit these. I don't like the price movement. I don't want a reversal to smash me out. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. I'm not getting the downward action that I was looking for with the breach of XLF, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Can't trade this considering to take the day off. There you go, Chris. There ain't nothing wrong with that. It's very difficult. Very difficult to trade for sure. Yep, just close them. Just close them. I'm out. I'm out. I got 40 cents on the contract, so I made barely anything. Looking for a breakdown there. I couldn't get it. I was hoping for a move. What I was doing with the XLF breaching downwards, which we still may get it. I just don't like this price action. We're little bottom wicks here. No bueno. With the price action coming down, and we've got 4180 here on Bookmap, and with XLF breaching downwards, I thought I might be able to get a decent 10, 15%, 20% on that put, but didn't get it, so I'm out. I'm out. Nice, Shady. Well done. Awesome. You're the Frank's Ducks of the market. I don't know who that is. Yes, Jenny, I am. 3% on the account today. Time to go play. Nice, Miken. Well done. No trades for me since the market open. Made 21 points on AMES. Nicely done. Awesome stuff. Bloodsport. Oh, okay. And here was that trade. I just made 40 cents on it. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. But I thought we were going to come down. What's at the bottom section? VIX. Yeah, so we got, ooh, look at this green. So we got SPY up top, or this is supposed to be NASDAQ. NASDAQ's here, VIX is on the bottom. So VIX came out now. We do have this interesting area with VIX, where we're starting to hit where VIX likes to adjust down. Come up to 31 and change, 32, bam, hit, fall, fall, fall. Y'all are crazy. Yes, I do have a Discord. Yeah. The link is down in the description of this YouTube video. Some cool news. Soon I will be guest featured on one of Bookmap's streams. I'll be doing some trading using their tool on Bookmap, so y'all can come over and watch me there one morning. Yeah, so they told me when we got together we can do that. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be fun. Links expired. All right, let's try another one. I always have issues with these links, man. There you go. Three trades, 3 small losses done for the day. Oh, you kept them small. That's all it takes, Murphys. This has been very difficult conditions to trade this morning. Very difficult. All right, but overall, what's the overall trend for the day? I know we're all looking for the reversal, but looking for the reversal is what gets you in trouble because you sit there all morning long looking for the reversal, and 6 hours goes by, SPY falls to 415, and you haven't taken a put yet because you're sitting there waiting for the reversal, waiting for the reversal, waiting for the reversal. The better move is just to put on some puts. Even if it's too risky to play zeros, then go to 2-day, go to 3-day, put on some puts and put a stop on there. Let it breathe, or wait until it hits the trend line, then take a put. Don't just take a put randomly. Wait till it gets the trend line, take a put, and then write it down. If you don't get an entry, you don't get an entry. But put on some risk on a trend day. Right now, we are trending downwards. We're about to put in a new low. Currently holding no position. I'm still looking at the 4180s. The book map still has this node. It's actually increasing 4180s. What does this tell me? Now that we're taking out these supports, this tells me that we are going to creep down to 4180. There's a high confidence that we are going to touch 4180 before going back up because that is such a large level. We'll see how it plays out. It doesn't always work out that way, but it's a good probability that it works out that way, which is what I'm looking for. All right, I'll get you another one. Hold on. There you go. All right, another downward candle right there. Look at that. Big old smoke show down now. It's the large liquidity. I've got my settings where deep red is going to be a larger liquidity node, which is like 560, and they act as magnets. And why does it act like magnets? Because the big dogs putting on liquidity want to bring their level. They want to bring the price to that so they can get their fill. So when they put on their orders here, whether they be ES longs, because this is ES, when they're put on ES longs, they want to bid this stock down to get their fill on ES longs. Whether or not it bounces, whether or not it doesn't, that's what they're looking to do. They want to get their close, their shorts. They want to bid this position down to get their fills. So when I see a large node that's in the general vicinity, I'm not talking about like 4,300 or way up here at 4,400. I'm talking about the general vicinity. I want to see where they're going to bid this down to, and right now it looks like they're taking us right down. ES is now 4184. This is the play I made. Obviously, I got out, and it's coming on down. Don't fight the trend. That's right. And look at this, man. It's coming down here. We rejected that trend. Now watch it come up. If we come up to this trend here, unless I've got crazy buy volume here, I'm going to be looking to taking a put once we hit this trend. See if we can come on back down. It's S. It'll be pretty much located here at S4 and the trend, and seeing if we could take a probability play to the downside. That's right, Stephen. Great point. All right, there we go. So it didn't quite get down to 4180. We got to 4183 was the bottom. So what would make the switch to calls if trend line was broken? If I see a market wide, so the first indicator, especially if you're new, the first indicator that I use is the market itself. Like I like to look at the entire market. I want to look at XLF, XLV, XLY. I want to look at the top 5, top 8 stocks here. If they start kind of bidding up, if XLF starts breaching, if we get maybe one of these nodes, volume nodes down here that's very high, and we start popping with some bottom wicks, especially if we go to like the 5 and 15 charts and everything is bottom wicking, and especially if I get a hammer candle, that's when I'm going to looking for a reversal. I want to let the reversal show me, not look for the reversal, because like I said, you don't want to sit here on a trend down day if we fall to 415 and you haven't taken a put because you're sitting there waiting for the reversal. I would much rather take a put and lose than sit there and not take a put at all on this thing going all the way down, or take a call and lose on a trend down day. I'd rather take a put and lose, because then it's like, all right, well, I'm still playing the trend. I just had an incorrect entry. But if you take a call, then you're just playing counter trend, and it's no bueno. If you do play counter trend, you need to be of the mindset to take quick positions, quick ins and outs. There's nothing wrong with taking counter trend trades as long as you treat them as such and you get in or get out very quickly. Yeah, ADMA is definitely it's a thing. Right now we're about to touch it again, but I'm looking for a trend rejection. I want to see it come up to here, maybe S4, and take a trend position, because I don't see any strength here. A lot of weak candles. The volume is still very low. See down here, the volume is still very low. We still have some weak growth here. NASDAQ is starting to bid up here, but still weak volume. Now, the VIX is one thing we need to bring into our cross track, because we have this progressively decreasing volatility here on 31s. Which, if we do have the VIX come off a little bit, we could see some upwards growth. TLT, kind of just chopping in a range. Those are the bonds. 10 years there are doing the same. So not a lot of movement in the bond market or the yields. Oh, thanks, Colin. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm telling you, I trust me. It's difficult to put on a play. The hardest part is entering and exiting, which sounds stupid to say, but I mean it's true. Like when you've got a trend down day, in hindsight, it's like, man, I could have taken a put and held on to it for 2 hours and made 200%, easy peasy. But when you're in the throes of the market, you're seeing the live dynamic price action. It's difficult to put your mind at ease and say, I'm going to take a call or a put right here and write it down. But you just got to do it. Once you identify it's a trend down day or a trend up day, just put on some risk, set a stop. Yeah, exiting is hard too. For the most part, I do mental stops. Yeah, sometimes I'll put on an actual stop, but it depends on your discipline. I do not like seeing big red numbers. I hate it. So I don't tolerate losses very well. So when I see them, if my thesis is broken, I'm out. For example, if this price does come up and touch the trend, and I take a put, and this goes up to VWAP, I'm probably going to exit that position because my thesis has failed. And that's where you get yourself in a position where this can blast off and you turn yourself into a 30, 40, 50% loss. So I'll let things breathe, because you can't be arrogant enough to think that the market is going to go your way the second you enter. It's just not going to happen. So if I take a put here and it goes up a little bit, that's fine, no big deal. I don't expect it to go exactly my way every time, but as long as the general thesis of my play is intact, that's where I want to hold the position. So if I take it, it kind of goes up. I see a little top wick, fizzles, fizzles, fizzles. I'm still going to hold it, and then bam, it comes down. Then that's cool. That's good. Nice, Don. I'm glad it worked. Let me know if you have any questions. Good stuff. All right, so 4189 ES. We still have 4180. That's the larger level. In fact, they put on a little bit more at 4178 as well. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing. If you see all these numbers here, there's 536 and there's nothing else. Just noise until 4200, 4225, 4250, and all that stuff up there. So not much else. All right. Timmy, how do you convert to ES? If you look in the market analysis, I've got a conversion. And it's not precise, but it gets you right there. It gets you within a couple of ticks of that point. SPY, yeah. So there's a conversion value where you do SPY times 10, and then you put in 5 and change. I think it is now, but it just gets you in the ballpark. Is Biden talking yet? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Nope, not yet. And there is the link for it right there. Could have always a potential for a Biden bounce. SPY is up 0.18%. NASDAQ is up 0.33. And holding. Every time you enter, do you always have a set stop? I've always got a place on the chart where I will exit if I see it. I do not want to see I don't want to see my thesis be blown away. Like if I take a thesis and trade it and it fails, I want to exit that position because then you're gambling at that point. You're hoping. You want to let the position go red just enough to let it breathe and kind of figure out what it's going to do and do its thing because price action is dynamic. It's not linear. It's up and down. But you don't want to be like, all right, well, I'm just going to hold on and hope it comes back because that is not trading. That's where you start putting yourself in a position where you go 50, 60, 70% loss, and then you get to the point, hey, it's 70% down. I might as well just hold it and let it come back because it's already 70% down, and then you lose the whole position, and then you do that over and over and over again, and now you're going to rack up multiple 100% losses, and that's terrible. 30. I mean, it's a terrible way to trade. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty much about to take 100% loss on this Facebook put, but holy crap, it's, a very I paid for it with yesterday. I actually made more money on yesterday's Facebook put than I lost on this Facebook play. So I took that ahead of time. That's what you do with those particular plays. All right, bottom wick again, can't come down still. Yeah, you can do a bracket order as well too. Yeah. So you could set those parameters. I think it's one targets the other is what E-Trade calls it, or something like that. I don't use them very often. One triggers another. One triggers OCO. That's what it's called in E-Trade. Is that you could set a position that when you buy it, automatically sets an OCO, which is automatically a limit and a stop order. Yeah, Johnny, it's an OCO, but they have another one called a trigger OCO, which is it's a three order bracket. It's a 3-order form where you put your buy price, and then once you enters, then it automatically sets your limit and your stop. So you could set your parameters as you're buying the stop. So it's a little different. Yeah, see if this is that right there is what it puts on E-Trade. All right, coming back up to the trend. Let's see what happens. ADMA and the trend at S5 are pretty much co-located right here. Where are we going? All right, yeah, good point. That's a hammer candle. The volume is a little low. That one's decent. The volume's a little low, but right here, if we breach, we may actually have our reversal on our hand. Plus, with VIX coming off, we got to see how this acts here because now we've got that hammer. This volume's a little low, but it's starting to look a little upwards. Yep, just waiting on volume. Nice gopher. Yeah. Done for the day. My number one goal this month was consistent green and small position sizes. Look at that. Awesome stuff. That's incredible, Hemingway. Green every day, baby. Love it. And we're back to S5. Man, that's awesome, Marky Mark. Look at that. Beautiful track record. Love it. Love it. All right, we finally got some green here. Looks like we are going to breach S5 and go to S4. SPY4. Let's see where we're going to go. When you say position size, is a monetary value, contract value? Monetary value. Monetary. Do I have a video on position sizing? I've done a couple of videos on the emotions of trading and that type of sort of thing, but I don't have one that's precisely about position sizing. It's not a bad idea, though. Man, look at that. Finally breaching through. Back to that swing high and S4. Yeah, that's awesome stuff, Mikey Mark. Love to see it. It's a great record. Well done. Yeah, it's a very liberating feeling to be able to control your emotions and do this without freaking out. And when you do that, when you do small position sizes, you can see that. Man, look at Tesla. A little bit of fish hook there. UNH is coming up. XLF coming up just a touch, but still overall rejecting S4 here. I use volume profile. Volume profile. All right. All right, so here's another attack of S4 and that prior swing level. Oh my G. Freaking Elon. That dude tweets crazy stuff. Is that an actual tweet or is that a meme? It's real? Jeez Louise. That dude's crazy. All right, so it does look like we have an official reversal here. It is coming back up. We broke through that small downtrend. We haven't hit the multi-day downtrend, but that's way up there. I mean, that would be highs of the day if we hit that. But we did break through the immediate downtrend. We're now through S4, maybe attack of VWAP. my trading would have come 50% faster if that happened. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So we're attacking VWAP 4/1982 and 4/2017. Man, look at Apple. Look at that. I missed the Apple move. Apple just put in new highs. They rocketed from 159 to 161. If looks like Tesla wants to make a move here, well, I think we might actually be heading up. I wouldn't say more significant, but it is definitely something you want to be aware of. VWAP is an indicator that is probably the most common indicator used across all retail and all charting platforms. So it works because it works. It works because it's a human market, and it's the volume weighted average price. So it's a decent indication of where the average pricing is. It's something you want to at least look at to see if the volume rejects or oscillates around. Yeah, absolutely, Johnny. I do. Nice, Austin. Good stuff. 15 points. Well done. What a move. What a move. All right, I'm going to bring up 4230 calls. This is a heck of a move. Booyah, man. 4230. Yep, it definitely is. It definitely is. 4230 calls. SPX is there. Apple's making a heck of a move. Heck of a move. We got 22 minutes until the UK market comes off, and VIX is coming off here, so things are looking spicy. And right back to S2 or S3. Blew right past VWAP. Blew right past it, holding it. We wicked right off of this prior swing high, which is also S3. NASDAQ is coming up here still. Booyah. I would give more weight to ES on that. If that's a discussion, then I would say I would give more weight to ES. So they took off. Let's see. The 4180 is still there, but they took off a little bit there, and now they're kind of moving stuff up. It's still very light volume. Still very light on the on Bookmap. Uh-oh. Gotta get that guy out. All right, so man, look at Apple, dude. 161 still climbing, still going up, squeezing now. Microsoft is coming up. Apple's already back to 162 after being down to 158. Tesla starting around. Looks like definitely we have a tech recovery. I got the 4230 calls if we break up. Maybe we could attack that 423. That's that bottom of the trend, 423.20. Will be roughly that multi-day trend. It's wanting to pop above, but it can't quite get there. Yes, I actually am. Yeah. If you're doing SPY, I would look at 422s on SPY and 4230s for me on SPX if you're doing SPX. Tesla's coming up. But it can't break through S3. Let's zoom out to the 1 year. I want you to show you all this because we are this is that area, and I'll mute this. This is that area here that is a very significant level for the market. We keep coming down. We've been toying with this level since January, and even far back is October, and even before back of that is July. So there's this long time, and I did that video over in the analysis, the April analysis, where here we have this huge range where the market likes to adjust to, and it sticks. It just keeps coming right back to it. So if we broke down, that's what we were looking for, and that's kind of posted out. If we touched 415 and dropped, it was going to be precipitous. Now I've got this broadening formation that we haven't reached the top yet. We've toyed with it back in January. We fell off. I thought maybe we'd kind of approach it somewhere up here, but we never got there. We fell, and it looks like we may actually, if we fail down below, especially if Amazon and Apple are so busy today, if they fail, then we could potentially touch this broadening formation, which is 401.46, somewhere in this area, 401, 400, 399, which is crazy. I remember the day I was sitting there trading, watching the market. I remember the day that the market finally crossed over into 400 for the first time, SPY, and I screenshotted it, and I'll be there to watch it cross back into the 300s before. Yeah, no problem, Patrick. Thank you. Is Biden finally talking now? Yeah, he is. The little Biden bounce. Look at that. The old Biden bounce. Yep, the 400 cross for sure. Yeah, what he's doing, like 66 billion, 66 billion to Ukraine. Does it look like we'll have another small recovery in SPX, then another drop to the 400s as we keep bouncing off the 4150 mark? I hate to keep saying it, but man, it really all depends on tonight. It really all depends on tonight. No, you can't, McKay. It depends on Apple. It depends on Amazon. If they report poorly, then I would expect a quick test of 4,000, 4,100, I would say, on SPX. But then again, I mean, who knows? I mean, we could report bad and rocket if it's not bad enough. It's that type of thing. It depends on how Apple is the big dog. Amazon is one of the big dogs. And if they report poorly, then who knows? It was a blessing that Microsoft hit and Google missed because it kind of pushed and pulled. If they both missed, then it would have been a lot down. But it all comes down tonight. And then next week we've got FOMC. So the volatility is not over. And we're not going to see a reduction in that volatility until after FOMC. And that's the problem right there. All of them are overpriced. Including Amazon is probably the most overpriced one, but they're all overpriced due to the monetary policy. Can you explain S3, S4, so on? Yeah. So those are that is my proprietary information where I calculate the S levels every single morning. And I build in price action, I build in volume, I build in other market data like block orders, order flow, and then I start bringing in other tools like spot gamma, bookmap, etc. I calculate those levels, and then Bob Lablaw, he created the indicator. So all I got to do is copy and paste, and it throws them right up there instead of just hand jamming them in every morning. So it's been very helpful, very helpful. I appreciate him doing that. But yeah, the indicator is called support and resistance lines. And all I do is go in there and copy and paste them right there, and bam, money. All right, Bookmap has a smaller node, 4220, still small. Got 4230 calls up, and just in case we break here. Just in case we break up. Yeah, for sure. We've got the 8 EMA is now up through the 21. We get that 2134 crossover. It'll be a nice upwards action, trending action. I hate to call it a trending day because it's not. We're just kind of oscillating around a larger range. But the price action for at least this time frame is trending upwards. Yeah. What do you mean, Nikolai? If it jumps above here, I'll be looking at a call. Yeah. I'm looking at S3 right here. This currently got that swing low, the swing high we have already rejected twice. We've got S3. We've got the price. The volume is kind of trimming off here, which I'm very hesitant to take a call. But if we breach above, then we'll take it. But Biden is still talking. Still talking. I just didn't trust it. I just didn't trust it. Yeah, it is a paid software through them. I'm one of their partners. It's a great tool though. It's once again, it's still a tool though. Like you still need that. It's not something you want to trade exclusively off of. You want to have your system in place, and then something like Bookmap can help you trim that up a little bit. Uh, so develop a system and then focus on tools. But this one definitely helps because it shows me I'm a volume and price trader. So if something like Bookmap really sets in place with my server, with my system, because it allows me to identify those dynamic liquidity levels that come off and on, that are put on and taken off throughout the day, and I can see where the price actions are going to head to. Yeah, if you go into the affiliate link, let me get that for you. There you go. Oh, you got it. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, we got 8 minutes, 6 minutes before the market closes in UK. Still pinned to S3. So a little bit of dip, right back to S3. Yeah, definitely. It's been there all week. So that on the book map of the 200 levels, the 155 levels, I don't pay all that much attention to them. They are immediate stuff we might kind of ping to, but I want to try to look at the big stuff, the 500, the 350s, the 400s. Those are the zones that I actually want to pay attention to. Man, this thing wants to move something. It wants to go somewhere. Home Depot blew it out of the park. They're killing it. They're up $10. Summertime, baby. Everybody wants to get in there and do some shopping. All right, so NASDAQ's kind of trickling off here. And we're just pinned right here, man. Sideways. We got 3 minutes till UK. Where are we going? This might be one of those situations where they bid up into UK and then come off. Yeah, they are. They're definitely ugly. All over the place. You're welcome. You're definitely welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Biden is speaking. He's still talking about it, Ukraine. So Apple's rounding over. Man, this thing wants to come down, doesn't it? We're kind of resting on. We got the 8s that's starting to trickle up here. We're in no man's land, man. It's right smack dab in the middle of today's session. We've got S3, red and green candle flipping back and forth. We've got the VIX 35.2, all over the place. Uh, 11:30 Eastern. So right now, UK closes. Right now. All right, there it is, up to S2. Without addressing weird conspiracy theories, can you explain who the market makers are, how they go about moving price, and how they choose to move price action up or down? The market makers, their job is to make the market. Obviously that's why they're called market makers. They are trying to find where the buyers and sellers, in other words, market value, where the buyers and sellers are going to move that price. So you'll see them bid it down, see them bid it up. They're going to move that bid and ask until you get that most action where everyone hits. If the price action is trickling up, but the buyers aren't engaged, that tells them, hey, there's not enough demand for this high price, so they're going to bid it down and create that market for buyers to come in. That's why you create that oscillating price. That's their job, is to make a market. Yeah, it's a real thing. It is something you definitely want to be aware of. It's not. I mean, some people do address it as a conspiracy theory and put all these weird things on it, but in all actuality, it's a real thing. It's something we want to understand and be aware of. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Top wick off of Ukraine, or not Ukraine, UK close. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just because, I mean, SPY is an index of the SPX, so yeah, and in a way they do control that. Yeah. What's Apple doing? Coming off. Facebook's trickling up. Can you explain the relation of the UK close with the spike on the futures? When the London market closing is the last global variable in our markets. After that, there's no other manipulation. There's no other manipulation of the market other than news headlines. So once that comes out, it's just our markets. That's it. So you do get some sort of volatility around 10:30. Sometimes it's more aggressive, sometimes it's less aggressive, but we do get something. Something to be aware of. It's just another variable that we want to be aware of. Yeah, this one's hard. This little chop here is hard. A lot of wicks up and down. 35, 32, is that high or low? Where's XLF going? XLF is going up. XLV, XLK. So it looks like, and maybe in the temporary, we might be kind of trickling upwards here. But still, I don't really want. I mean, this is that range here where it's kind of just chopping around. All right, Joel. Well, it's 11:30 Eastern. Markets, or the UK markets close. I'm going to go ahead and take this time to go grab some lunch, go step out for a second, then I'm going to come back, look for an afternoon session, hop on here, and we'll do some more trading. Maybe we can get a big move. But be expecting definitely a stream this afternoon because we've got Apple and Amazon, and I can't wait to trade those post-market. Yeah, so we will see. We will see. I am looking forward to it greatly. Let me know if you got any questions about anything we talked about today. and maybe we can make a play this afternoon. I'm going to be looking at Apple, some potential plays in Apple, Amazon, and we'll go from there. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if you got any questions. I'll see you this afternoon. I'm out.